Hey, Hexter here. Now that we've established that there is no such thing as hell, and it's been proven that we're not in the last days, that those days have already passed, and that we know there's no Satan and devils and demons running around, I think Christians should unite and try to save people from being drug into false gospels such as Mormonism. Really been looking into things Joseph Smith wrote. There's in his Doctrines and Covenants, section 132, he goes as far as to write, and then this is a revelation from God to him, that God okayed plural marriages in the past through Jacob and Abraham and David and Solomon, and that for an everlasting covenant that you would be required to take on more than one wife. And if you heard this covenant or this prophecy from Joseph Smith and failed to adhere to it, you would be damned. I mean, that's just one of the many things that Joseph Smith quotes different prophets from the Old Testament hundreds of years before they were ever born. He said, Joseph Smith says, God was a man just like me one time, and through jumping through these hoops that Joseph Smith writes in the Mormon Bible, the Book of Latter-day Saints, by jumping through these hoops that Joseph Smith sets up, then God, the man, became God, and that there are many gods. Now, my Bible tells me that no God was formed before him or after him, but Joseph Smith says there are many gods, and I can become a god, but I have to go through these hoops that Joseph Smith has set up. And he denies that by faith in Jesus Christ through grace that I have my salvation. He says you have to be approved by Jesus the Father and Joseph Smith in order to make it to heaven. So, I mean, you know, now that we know there is no hell, and we know that we're not in the last days, and we know there are no devils and demons running around, we need to go after the people that are still in the souls of our precious youth. You know, there's 13 million and growing in the Mormon church, and they're on my street talking to people here at least one day a week. And I give them down the country, and I think they've excommunicated me from a stop along their way. I've had sisters and brothers, or sisters and elders come by wanting to talk with me. They have no answers. All they know is what they're told by their bishops, by their leaders of their organization. It is an organization. A money-making organization. And one of the things that Joseph Smith sets up that you have to do, if you fail to do this, you won't make it to heaven. That's tithe, 10%. So you imagine 13 million members all giving 10% weekly. That's a lot of money. And then you know, they have set up like a corporation where they invest, and you know, they bring in billions of dollars. They have 144 temples and counting. And these temples are not just some little church. These are massive, extravagant buildings. So, if you could join in with me and other Christians to talk with these people, and I tell them that I can tell their heart's good and all that, but I tell them that they're on a track going at locomotive breath that only heads to destruction. It's a false gospel. And if they believe it and go around proselytizing bringing in other people into that fold, they're just as bad as the one preaching the false gospel originally. So that's my rant about Mormonism. Peace, love, justice, understanding, gardening, music, and friends.